Yeah, we all know how that's not going to work. You've seen it firsthand.
I know.
All right, everybody, welcome to the 12 o'clock show with Mayor Joe. And let's see, we had, Ward 1 City Councilwoman check, Council President check, and now, for the first time, Reynoldsburg City Auditor, Shanette Strickland. Welcome.
Thank you, Mayor, for having me this afternoon. I truly appreciate you inviting me to be on the Joe Show.
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to talk about the auditor stuff later.
Okay.
But the first thing we're going to talk about is actually, I want to say the most important thing, but a very important thing. This Saturday, we have a great event that you actually kind of spearheaded. We've got Dr. Martin Luther King's breakfast. This is the 4th, I believe.
Actually, it's our 5th.
But we had to cancel one.
Had to cancel one.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, this weekend at Reynoldsburg Community Church, we are having our Dr. Martin Luther King breakfast. It is a free breakfast. I am so honored to have the opportunity to really partner with the Reynoldsburg Community Church. And this year, our speaker is going to be Pastor John Pierce, who's going to be our speaker.
So looking forward to it. It's always a good event. It's nice to have people to come in, and aside from, it's going to be a great breakfast and all of that, but just the messaging, especially in times like today, where there's a lot of uncertainty and there are a lot of concerns about what's going on in the world, and have that in there. So I know that we can't talk about who won any of the scholarship awards that are kind of part of this. I don't know, because I don't. Do you tell them? Did somebody else calls and says?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So just to go back a little bit, when I think about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and what was his legacy, or is his legacy, I think about the courage that he used or had when he was down south, traveling up north, and how many people really just did not care for his messaging. And he was a visionary man. He wanted to see peace amongst everyone, and making sure that he had those conversations with people who may not have agreed with him, but he was a visionary in where he wanted to see this world become. And also he did everything in a peaceful manner, right? So it wasn't about just, a bunch of yelling and going back and forth with each other. It was really about having conversations and how we will be able to work together. But when we talk about this scholarship, I believe this is our 3rd year having this scholarship. And so we partner with the Reynoldsburg Education Foundation, and working with Debbie Dunlap has been awesome. So any of our sponsors that was interested in, providing scholarship opportunities for our graduating seniors, I will get them connected with Debbie Dunlap. And so we have been able to form that partnership, and show her and her team go through all the applicants. And I believe this year we end up receiving 13 applicants.
Okay.
And so that is the, it had grown since then, and so having that opportunity for them to go through so many great applicants, and they decided on who was going to win. And so this year again, we have 3 applicants who are winners. So I don't even know who it is.
Well, it's interesting, because for those of you that have never been there, all of the people who are kind of in the final round, they know they're probably going to get something, they just don't know what level. They all read what they wrote, and once they get over the nerves of, okay, there's this really big room full of people, I have no idea who they are, but when they actually read what they wrote, I mean, there's some, again, I always say that people underestimate the youth in our community on a consistent basis, and it's very much on display on those Martin Luther King breakfasts, where they can come in, and some of the stuff that they say is just absolutely, it's like, yeah, they have talent. You can see where they have that talent.
And it's our students right here in Reynoldsburg, and we have some amazing students that's giving back to our community. And so we just want to highlight them and just give them that extra boost that they need to make sure they get to college.
And we've got a lot of cool things coming up with it. We've got that. We've got lift every voice and sing, which is always one of those things where everybody is I think they're more familiar with it now than they have been in the past. I think in the beginning there's a lot of people like
kind of mumming the words and everything.
And so it's a little bit different now. But there's a lot of things in there because it is an event. There's going to be some music in the background and obviously the great breakfast. And the nice thing is, if it is free, you do have to register for tickets just because of capacity and things like that. All right, so now let's switch over to the other stuff. So you've been an auditor now for about 2 weeks, and you got it all figured out, right? Everything is
figured out. Look, and I share with people all the time the most important things. And I will say that we have some amazing people that work here in Reynoldsburg. And everyone has been very nice, helpful. If I have any questions, people are willing to help me. So thank you to everyone who has been there to help me when I ask questions.
Yeah, it's definitely been a team effort with it just to kind of get everything up and running. I know you're working with your staff. Your staff is growing.
Yes.
Usually I'm here around 7:30ish most days unless I've got an early meeting and all of that. But you've been here earlier and staying later and all of that. Which is a good thing. So how's your staff coming together? I know you want to talk a little bit about your staff.
Yeah, so currently I have the deputy auditor. She is amazing. And she come from a government background. And I wanted to make sure that I wanted to have people who are in the room who are smarter than me, right? To making sure that we be able to provide the best service for our employees and also our residents. And then also my administrator, secretary, she's been great. She's actually learning payroll, making sure we get things done in that aspect. But we are growing. We, in the process of hiring and interviewing right now. And so as we continue to build this city auditor's office, I want to make sure that we get good people who have great attitudes, who's willing to work with the staff here to make sure that we deliver. And that's the most important thing for me.
All right. Well, any questions real quick?
Nope.
All right. Well, to help you along with this, we have scrounged up something that I think you're going to definitely need.
Oh, really?
I don't know if you've ever seen one of these things, but yeah, we got the whole thing. I have not
used this since 1990s or something.
Yeah, that's actually, we got that out of the 90s drawer. So that is something.
Okay.
But we've been saving it. I did test it out. It does still work. It's got some printer's ink in it, but you can do all the fun things. So
still works, y'all. It still works.
So I, on behalf of the city administration and helping with this, I just thought this would be a good thing for you.
I appreciate you, Mayor. Thank you.
You're welcome. If there's no other questions, I'm going to go ahead and let you get back to work.
Yes.
Again, thank you for all that you're doing, and we're going to get there. It's going to be fine.
We will.
And all that, especially now all your problems are solved. You got yourself your own super calculator. I'm going to go ahead and bring this down to you in a little bit, so that
no, you can keep it up here, Mayor. So
I think some of your colleagues might be appreciative of it. So.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone, and I look forward to seeing you hopefully at the Martin Luther King breakfast. Thank you.
We'll see you Saturday morning. All right, so we got a lot of cool things going on. Obviously, there could be nothing better than having a 1990s super calculator with paper, because there's one thing that we love here at City Hall, it's paper. Moving on, got a lot of other cool things going on. Our next board meeting is actually next Tuesday here at City Hall. It's at 6:30. And I do believe that the open board member position, they're taking applications until this Friday. So if you're interested in joining the exciting world of school board policies, go ahead and send that one in. So you've got that one. A couple other cool things from the school district, which we'll have Debbie Dunlap on later to talk about it. The Reynoldsburg Education Foundation is going to be here, and we're going to be doing the Legends, Lights, and Disco Nights. There is a prize for the best 70 Eras costume, so I'm working on that one right now. That's going to be Saturday, February 7th. There's going to be some student art there that people can bid on, a silent auction. Tickets are $55 until January 19th, so you only have a few days left, and then $60 thereafter. All proceeds go to the Teacher Activity Scholarship Fund as well as the DC trip. So all of this is going back into the hands of the students and the teachers to make things better for them. We also have another event that's promoting the Reynoldsburg Theatrical Company, presenting Groove and Dine Valentine. That'll be on February 13th for a night out at 7 o'clock. And that's going to be at the Summit Campus area. And tickets are $25. And it looks like dinner is being provided by O'Charlie's. Anybody had any questions, comments on that one? All right. So we've got that stuff going on. Going to be a lot of fun. Did want to talk about one thing. House Bill 247. I don't know if everybody realizes the impact. This is what most people are familiar with Avery's Law. This has to do with the dog bites. And because there was another incident of a dog attack this past weekend, I wanted to bring it up there. please know that, when State Representative Meredith Lawson-Rowe comes on and talks a little bit about it, and she talked at the end of last year, it's not an easy thing, to do, how a bill becomes a law. There's a lot of steps that you have to go through, a lot of training to make sure that you get the right balance of making sure that people are being held accountable, but then at the same time making sure it's user-friendly and things of that nature. So kudos to her for that, getting that one passed. And even though it's not enacted yet at the state level, a lot of those components are in our current policy. So the dog attack from this weekend will kind of be held to that particular standard. So wanted to say shout out and thank you for that. Communication fun things. Again, all sorts of things are going to be going on. We're going to be doing some different redesigns of the website. We're going to have a text-based system this year and all sorts of things. We do have a blood drive going on today, so right after I'm done with this, I'm going to make sure I get a little bit of water and then head on out and make my blood donation for the Red Cross. As you heard from Nora last week, it's incredibly important, and I get to track where it all goes. And I think I'm going to get that 5-gallon badge, I think, after this one. Other fun things going on. I do have a small update. I know we talked a little bit last time about the Taylor and 70 interchange. That is going forward. It is continuing to move forward with people with ODOT kind of moving forward. You probably have seen some of the work in the area between Bryce Road and 256. Probably going to start seeing some sound walls in the not too distant future. I would say probably by the end of this year. So that's something that's going to be coming up here. And because of that, it's going to probably open the door to a lot of different opportunities for development. But for that, I'll have to talk to you about it, the state of the city. But we'll talk about that in a bit. Some cool parks events that are coming up. We've got the Frost Fest coming up soon on Saturday, January 24th. It's iceless ice skating, a hot cocoa bar, and winter crafts. Some of them are actually going to be taking place inside the senior center, but I'm sure we'll pick up afterwards. And all of our sports are going on right now. Registration is live for the spring sports because, believe it or not, it is already the middle of January, and we're going to blink, and it's going to be April, and everybody's going to be ready to go ahead and play some soccer and things like that. Development update. Did meet with the Alliance today, the development that is going in at the corner of Bryce and Main. They are on track for having their building open in September, so you're going to see things. Right now they're doing a lot of underground work and everything, like getting the electric and the plumbing all ready to go. So before you know it, they're going to have the walls up there, and then it's going to look, because I know I drive by there and it's like, is anybody doing anything today? Or are they just like tightening one screw and they're like, okay, that's it for the day? But things are progressing out there as well. Any questions on development?
Nope.
All right, we had a lot of questions last week. So far, we're coming up empty. Did talk about the MLK breakfast. There are tickets available, but they are going fast, so make sure you take care of that. We also have, as always, our Reynoldsburg Community Association spaghetti dinner is coming up, but that is actually going to be February 28th, so there's a lot of February events. The spaghetti dinner is, as always, spaghetti, and they usually have like the Texas Roadhouse rolls and things of that nature. But it's a great opportunity to come. You can eat in, or you can go ahead and take an order with you to go. But it's always a good time to get some community thing in there. And that's going to be a big kind of focus this year. There's a lot of different things to kind of work with the community. A lot of things we see are kind of like people are separating and not talking to each other. Things like this, we got to bring some people together with it. So between the Education Foundation, the Community Association, and other entities, we're going to try and bring some people together for some cool stuff. Speaking of that, we have the litter cleanup. Again, summertime is going to be here in the not too distant future, and we do have a couple of organizations that go out every year and they help pick up litter. Lions Club, the Reynoldsburg Area Democrats, Boy Scout troops. We know that the Girl Scouts are actually looking to do a really big thing at some point this summer, so we're working on the details for trying to get as many of the Girl Scout groups together and do some things. But if you're interested and think to yourself, you know what, I'd like to go ahead and pick up some litter, you can work with the city. We provide, the trash pickers, garbage bags, and all those fun things. And then when the time comes, you can kind of pick your area. If you do the same area 5 times in a summertime, then at that point, it's good for you. You can go ahead and get some recognition and some signage out there for it, which is always good to be recognized, even though most of the time, most people don't really want recognition. They just want to go out and pick up the trash. For the rest of everybody, stop throwing the trash on everything. That would be a huge help. I'm not sure why all of a sudden people like throwing things out of the car or whatnot. Like I have a problem if it's like a banana peel and all of those different things, mostly because I played Mario Kart and I'm concerned what happens if that falls on the road, but that's a whole other thing. Other than that, we've got Community Cleanup Day coming out on April 25th. That's going to be a fun thing. So more information about that will be coming. This is not a hazmat year, so we're not doing hazmats this year. It'll be more the traditional one. But at the same time, we have added composting. So if you've not had a chance to go out and drop off some things at the composting location, which is off Livingston, and it's basically going into the Spangler Field area, that's probably your best shot. Go in there and drop some things off. I think we're up to 3 bags. Now that my kid is going away, maybe we'll have a little more food to go around. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But there are not a lot of leftovers when you have a 20-year-old in the house. With that, we are looking forward to 2026. We do have the State of the City on February 26th. It's Thursday night. We're deep into some of the planning for that. Basically, the doors are going to open up at 6:30. We're going to have some displays about the various departments that are in the city and some opportunities for people to kind of talk with some of the directors and other staff about things that are coming up and what's going on. And we'll get started about 7 o'clock. We're going to talk a lot about things. Really, when kind of working on it, 2025 really turned into setting the stage type of year. There were a lot of projects that were being talked about, that were being discussed, that were being planned, and not everything kind of got off the ground right away in 2025. But in 2026, we're going to see a lot of movement in a lot of ways really early on in the year. So we know that that's going to be there. So to find out all of those things, as well as other things from development to service, from parks to events, that's the time to come. And of course, everybody wants to know who's going to be at the Tomato Festival at that particular time. And it was funny, Councilman Baker asked last week at this time, and he said that Bruno Mars was going to be here. We just lost out. We were in negotiations. He decided to do a more large-scale tour, and he is at Nationwide, actually, I think in May. So we just missed out on that. Maybe next year we'll work on it. So any questions, comments about anything coming up?
Oh.
All right, a relatively easy show. Thanks to Auditor Shanette Strickland. She has been working hard to get everything caught up to speed and all of that, and make sure everything gets done the way that it needs to be, especially payroll, which is always fun. I know Jennifer and Jessica were helpful in them. I'd pan the camera to them, but they don't want me to. So we'll just deal with them at some other point in time. But really, everybody has kind of come together. Everybody's been very understanding to try and make sure that that everybody's patient with all of this stuff. So we'll go ahead and have them on the show at some other point in time in the not too distant future. Other than that, that's all we've got going on. Next week, please tune in. We actually have Franklin County Health Commissioner Joe Mazzola, and we're going to talk about things that everybody wants to talk about, like measles, the disease you thought was gone, but hey, guess what? It's back. Get vaccinated. Anyway, he'll be in, and he's going to talk a little bit about that because we've had some reported things in there, and if you haven't gotten the flu yet, the various strains that are out there, consider yourself lucky. I know it has gone through this building and has gotten almost everybody at this point in time for that one. So keep an eye, and we'll hear from him about things that we can do to make sure that our houses are clean and what steps we can take, as well as any other information moving forward. So, all right, with anything else, if there's nothing else, thank you, everybody. Stay safe, stay respectful as always. Please make sure to put your shopping carts away, and go Bears. I'm just saying, go Bears, beat the Rams. Have a good week, everybody. We'll see you next week.